Welcome to Stack Insights, episode number 4. I'm glad to have here with me JB or Joao Batista, but I call him JB, and you're gonna love the discussion today. Hi JB, how are you, man? Welcome here for the Stack Insight.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mike. I'm really happy to be here with you. It's a pleasure.
Oh yeah. So as you know, the program here is to really talk about especially how we can support the transformation about developers, make the developers deliver more business faster, efficiently, and making sure they are happy with this platform specifically. It's no wonder that one of the 10 Gartner Top Strategic Technology 2024 delved into AI application into companies' operations. In this episode, of Stack Insight, we are receiving StackSpot AI Technical Product Manager, Joao Batista, to talk about those trends, especially how CIOs and CTOs can make their best decision for their companies regarding AI and how StackSpot AI is changing the game and its hyper-contextualized AI code assistant. Now, about the Gartner Top Strategic Technology 2024. From 10 trends, 4 deals with the use of AI. That's not a coincidence, and I believe we can see this number increase next year. What's your opinion about this, JB? Because everybody talk about AI. What's your thought? What's your thought about that?
Yeah, so in my personal opinion, it's not surprising at all to see AI-related trends taking up prominent position in Gartner's top strategic technology trends for 2024. And since AI is really reshaping the technology landscape, its applications are becoming increasingly widespread across various industries, and you see that AI is getting more and more mature with the time, and they are enabling organizations to drive innovation, but also improve productivity, enhance customer experience, and even optimize operations. So for the next years, I fully expect to see the number of AI-related trends increase as AI continues to prove its potential. So at least from my perspective, we'll see much more of AI in the next few years.
That's absolutely right. So Gartner talks about these 4 trends: AI trust, risk, and security management, or AI TRISM, democratize generative AI, AI-augmented development, and intelligence application. We're going to start talking about AI-augmented developer, JB. So please explain to the teams here in the audience how StackSpot AI works and what's the goal for this.
Perfect. So AI augmented development, it's all about enhancing the software development process using AI-driven tools and assistants. So one example of that will be getting the development teams more efficient and also guaranteeing, for example, the delivery of code quality while using the AI concept. So basically, what I do believe that StackSpot really helps everybody here is that because we have a hyper-contextualized AI code assistant that revolutionized the way that developers really work in the day by day. So what we do here is to leverage your company's proprietary data and knowledge to provide code suggestions that are more accurate, and not only accurate, but deeply aligned with your organization unique needs. So these are the main concept of StackSpot AI, and basically how we do that is by, so I'll explain a little bit of how it works. StackSpot AI uses natural language processing and machine learning to understand the code context, and then with the specific company knowledge that we got from the company, we kind of interpreted it, and then we use it to generate code suggestions that are streamlining our development process in the best way possible. And one of the main features that we have here is, of course, to guarantee that we are delivering code for the developer as long as they are chatting. So we have a chat interface, and we are chatting with the chat interface. But we also help the developer with what we are calling quick commands. So we help them to realize or to finalize some tasks that would take a long time for them to do. For example, documentation of the code, or even generating test units. And we do this in a couple of seconds. So StackSpot AI is really just about delivering a great developer experience, but not only that, but also to guarantee that the developers are having a more productive environment and a more productive day. So this is all about StackSpot. I would say that these are the focus of StackSpot AI.
That's absolutely nice because I'm seeing a lot of people talking about maybe ChatGPT is going to support the developers. Maybe people are also talk about Copilot that going to scan all the repositories specifically. When you mention about contextualized, how we work with those companies, how can get those contextualized information and put in our platform to be used for them?
Perfect. This is a really nice question, Mike. And so StackSpot, when we are trying multiple platforms regarding code generation, we are facing that some platforms they're giving us answers that were too generic. So this is just to give you a little bit of context. So we were thinking how we can get this data to be used, our data, our private data, or the company's data to put in use, but also which data we should put inside of the concept, inside of the platform, to guarantee that we're generating code that is contextualized. So we started thinking a lot about that, and StackSpot AI came with this concept that we are calling knowledge sources, in which basically you get information from your company. Let's say, for example, you can guarantee that you give to us APIs. For your APIs, you can give us, for example, the Swagger of APIs, input into the system, input into the StackSpot AI, and then we'll leverage these APIs when the developer is asking anything for the StackSpot AI chat that is related to something that we already have an API for doing. So let's say, for example, that you have already an API for doing cards transactions, and this is already delivered for the StackSpot AI. You input it into the StackSpot AI. So this will be leveraged anytime the developer says that needs to do integration with transactions payment. So this is pretty easy to do. The developer just need to ask in natural language, and then we'll answer with a code that will be integrated with the APIs that you input into the system. So StackSpot AI basically is a hub in which you can guarantee that you can input knowledge sources into the platform, and also you can guarantee that you give for the StackSpot AI your vision of the technology that you want to be used when generating new code. So this is also an important part of the hyper-contextualization that we are saying here. So Mike, to maybe summarize everything that I just said, we have a concept that's calling knowledge sources, in which you can input chunks of information inside the platform, and this information will be used to generate code that is highly contextualized. But also, we have a concept called Stack AI, in which you can input the technology vision of your company, for example, framework, language, and everything that you want it to be used by your developers. And all this information will contextualize the AI to give us a better answer and most decided final answer that will be helping the developers in the day by day without needing to give too much context or to explain too much of what exactly the developer wants to do, because we already have all this information there.
That's really great. Let's think about the developer experience. There are a lot of developers that want to modernize, not only create a new application, but they need to create a modernized cloud journey application. Let me make sure I understood what you said. So if I'm a developer and I create a new application that I need to get a microservices application, database connected, Terraform infrastructure, and specifically APIs, everything business functions connected to this. All those information, we call this as a knowledge source, and we're going to use a contextualized information to be used to be delivered as a code advice to the developer. Not only they're going to code better, but they're going to make this faster move from the cloud or a microservices a specific application. Is that correct?
That's perfect, Mike. So what we wanted to do here is guarantee that the developer experience is excellent in a way that they don't need to be asking too many questions or getting information regarding how they want to proceed regarding, for example, creating a microservice or anything like that. Because all of these information will already be provided for the StackSpot AI by the governance teams. So we'll just be following the guidelines the governance team already set, and this will be used by the StackSpot AI to generate code that is highly contextualized. And the code that is being generated, it's in fact following this information, this specific policy enforcement or guidelines that are instructed by the company to use. So StackSpot AI will be not only giving you a good and a quick response, like in matters of the AI quality of the code that it's generating, but also these codes will be generated by following the guidelines of the company regarding any technology vision or any other information that the company already provided to the StackSpot AI, in a way that, for example, anytime that you, like I said, if you have an API that's already ready to be used, we know that you have there and we'll be using it. If you have a code that guidelines, for example, how you should do a fetch, we know that and we'll be using this style of fetch for generating code. So this is the important part of StackSpot AI. We'll be getting information for your whole company and delivering in a fast and efficient way for you. And in a matter of seconds, you see a code that you will really like.
Okay, and very basic question. So, in addition to this contextualized information architecture, a basic question would be in terms of program languages. I understand we can work with any kind of language, right? Java, .NET, Python, specifically. No challenge about that. Is that right?
It is perfectly right, Mike. And you said some of the most used ones nowadays, but we can even work with COBOL if you need to. We are really good at leveraging different technologies to deliver the best quality response that we can give with the StackSpot AI. So basically, any of the language that you cited, or any other language that you didn't cite, we can work with it.
Wait. You said about COBOL? You said about legacy modernization? Wait a minute. Is that right?
Exactly.
Tell me more about that. StackSpot AI is one more of the tools that translate COBOL code for a kind of Java kind of code. Tell me more about this because I'm seeing a lot of people going to listen to this and say, wow. Not only advice code and microservices code, cloud-based code, but now you're talking about a modernized COBOL. Tell me please more about it.
That's perfect, Mike. So basically, we can work with legacy systems modernization since it's a critical need for many organizations, as you just said. And StackSpot AI really comes to the rescue here by providing intelligent code suggestions and even like a reimagination of the code to guarantee that legacy systems will be, in fact, modernized. Like you said, it's not a Java or Java or anything like that. We're, in fact, really doing a transformation of the code and we are reimagining the code to guarantee that it's used the whole architecture that you want and to use in the best way possible. The modernized code, for example, to be used in cloud environments or anything like that. So basically, we understand that there's a lot of challenges regarding modernizing older code bases, and StackSpot AI really helps the developer to refactor and optimize the code in an efficient way. So this means that you can breathe new life into legacy systems, improving basically their performance, scalability, maintainability without the headache of starting from scratch. Since we'll get all the COBOL code and we'll help you modernize it and even maintain the code, since we have many features regarding, like I said before, code documentation or even other kind of features like that.
And let's see if I understand correctly, because I'm seeing that our code agent, CodeBurry, our agent, is really interesting. So, for instance, so you mentioned about the modernization, not a translation. So first, if I'm a developer, I'm going to create a new modernized application like a Java, microservices, API, and everything related. And I create this modernized application, get an AI advisor about that using the knowledge source. And then our agent is going to look on the COBOL code, understand the version of COBOL, the business functions, and every information that is important for the matter of the COBOL application, and then also use as a knowledge source to provide those COBOL information, business function into this modernized code that they help to create and get this new application modernized. Is that the way the code body works?
Yeah, Mike, you're absolutely right. It's really nice to see you talking about it because it's exactly how it works. So you're an expert, man. And basically, what we're doing here, it's trying to understand the code. We use knowledge sources for you to input this COBOL code, and then we use the concept of Stack AI to guarantee that you have the technology vision of your company to be used as a way to modernize the application. So basically, with the knowledge sources as COBOL codes plus the Stack AI, we have a lot of information, a lot of context, and we can generate a modernized version of your code. And this is like, of course, you still need a developer, you still need a person to do this process. Since we're doing step by step, we're trying to help the developer to achieve the modernization process, and we are helping them to give the better decision that they want. And for sure, it will be best if you use StackSpot ETP as well. I know that you're talking about that in the other Stack Insights. But yeah, if you use StackSpot EDP, you already have the child application, and then you just need to modernize using the the business rules and then input into the system. So it's pretty easy, and the platform itself helps a lot the developers to do this transition and this modernization process.
That's awesome. So I'm seeing a lot of people connected to this developer code usage and legacy modernization. Please, oh my God, a lot of people are talking about that. So if you want to test this out, click here and you can talk to us and we can put a platform for you to test that out. We can use your COBOL legacy or can use your code and your knowledge source to give you the task information. You can test that out and see how you love it at specifically. When we talk about the developer experience, AI suggestion, legacy modernization, and now people talk about software 3.0. So I'm very excited about that. But please, maybe talk a little bit about that. So it's a new AI, it's AI connecting to something different. What is software 3.0 in this kind of matter?
Perfect, perfect. So basically, Software 3.0 represents a new paradigm shift in a software development, in which basically you use AI driven plus data centric and hyper personalized software. And this is all about Software 3.0, and it's all about StackSpot AI. So basically, StackSpot AI plays a pivotal role in making Software 3.0 a reality, since we can hyper contextualize the code suggestions, the automations, and using, for example, the data from the organization, and even allowing the developers to create software that not just is functional, but it's also deeply aligned with the organization's goals and customer needs. So basically, we empower a lot of developers to craft software experience that were previously unimaginable. But now we make Software 3.0 a tangible and exciting prospect by using StackSpot AI to do it. So basically, Software 3.0, it's all about this AI-driven, data-centric, and hyper-personalized software. And I do believe that StackSpot AI can really help in developing this new software and launching it. And every time that you think about Software 3.0, you can think that StackSpot AI can really help you to develop it.
That's really nice. So I know people, AI, it's all about AI, it's all about AI all the time. But of course, think about that as a contextualized using your architecture, your data. I know it's important, your privacy information, so we respect that so much. So if you want to test that out, let us know, as I said. As we don't stop about AI trends, also Gartner mentioned about platform engineering in industry cloud platforms that are amongst 2024 peaks. Both are the StackSpot specialities because everybody talking about AI going to help the developer coding better. But when they talk about very complex organization, big organization with thousands and thousands of developers, before they start really coding, they really need to get all this information, all the stacks, all the software infrastructure, databases, AI, to really start kind of thing. We are saying that onboarding are taking 4 to 6 weeks, and really creating an application has taken a few days for the developer to really connect everything. So that's why Gartner making this an important topic, platform engineering. And StackSpot, before starting helping the developer to code, the platform engineer really kind of scale that information. First of all, centralizing the software, infrastructure, database, and APIs in a centralized space in an executive architecture for you as a developer. And then when we start coding, the AI component comes and start you giving advice about that. So think about that. Think about a platform that can start from the idea to really the commit of the application with efficiency, reusable, scale, and absolute secure space. It's really amazing. If you want to test both kind of solution, please click here. You can continue talking to us. It's very interesting. I think we are finished the conversation today. We are starting. It's interesting because we are talking about 20 minutes. It's really nice. Please connect. Continue to talk to us. Continue to engage with us. Let us know if you want to talk about a different perspective. If your company is struggling with some topics, myself, JB, and other teams from StackSpot are going to connect with you and making sure we can support to transform your company's business. JB, thank you so much for your time. It was really nice talking to you, and let's make sure we can continue this conversation further.
For sure, Mike. Thank you. It was my pleasure, man.